You might be holding $1 million secret in your pocket right now, and you don't even know it. Yes, a single penny, hiding in plain sight, could be worth more than $1 million. I'm talking about the 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, one of the most shocking and rare coins in U.S. history. Stick with me, because what you're about to learn could change everything about how you look at the coins in your drawer. It all starts with the story of the Lincoln penny. For decades, this small, copper coin has been part of everyday life, dropped in vending machines, collected in jars, or forgotten in coat pockets. But hidden among millions of these pennies, there exists a version that collectors dream about, a coin so rare, it can literally make someone a millionaire overnight. The 1967 penny was normally struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most collectors know the 1967 D for its abundance, but here's where it gets mysterious. Some pennies were minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, and over time, these no mint mark coins became legendary. Why? Because very few survived in circulation, and even fewer are in perfect condition. These coins carry a value that can reach over $1 million in the right hands. Imagine holding a coin that was created decades ago, tossed into circulation, and somehow surviving the hands of countless Americans. It traveled through grocery stores, gas stations, and diners. Yet here it is, waiting, almost forgotten. That's the drama of the 1967 no mint mark penny. Every scratch, every tiny imperfection tells a story. And when it's pristine, it's not just a coin. It's a key to a life-changing fortune. Now, let's talk about how you identify this penny. First, you have to look at the date, 1967. That's your starting point. Next, check for the mint mark. Normally, pennies from Philadelphia in 1967 had no mint mark, while Denver pennies proudly display a D. The difference is subtle, but critical. A 1967 penny with no mint mark in near-perfect condition is the treasure, but here's where it gets tricky. Not every no mint mark penny is worth millions. Condition is everything. You want coins with sharp, clear details. The lines in Lincoln's hair, the lettering crisp and defined. The surfaces free from scratches, nicks, or discoloration. Even a slight imperfection can drop the value dramatically. So when you hold a penny that looks ordinary, take a closer look. That ordinary-looking coin might be hiding an extraordinary secret. Collectors often tell stories of finding these coins in the most mundane places. A jar of pennies, a roll from the bank, even a forgotten coin on the kitchen counter. And when they realized what they had, the shock, the disbelief, the excitement. It's like discovering hidden treasure without even leaving home. This coin isn't just copper. It's history, rarity, and life-changing value wrapped in one tiny circle. Every few minutes, I want you to reset your thinking. Imagine walking down the street, and in a pocket or a drawer, a coin sits waiting to turn your life upside down. That's the emotional pull of this penny. It's more than metal. It's a symbol of luck, timing, and discovery. And for U.S. coin collectors aged 30 to 70, it's a dream that feels just within reach. You might be asking, why is it so rare? Why would a 1967 penny without a mint mark be worth millions? It comes down to production numbers and survival rate. While millions were minted overall, very few no-mint mark coins exist in collectible condition today. Most were spent, worn down, or lost over the decades. The scarcity combined with the high demand among serious collectors drives the price to staggering levels. Now, here's a quick tip on checking your coin without damaging it. Always hold it by the edges. Look at it under a bright light or a magnifying glass. Examine Lincoln's profile, the date, the details in the lettering. If it looks like a regular penny, don't be discouraged. Only a trained eye or careful observation can spot the ones that matter. And once you see it, once you realize you're holding a coin of this caliber, it's a moment you'll never forget. Some collectors have spent years searching through hundreds, even thousands, of pennies just to find one that meets the criteria. The emotional payoff is enormous. There's a rush, a heartbeat moment where you realize that this isn't just coin collecting anymore. It's life-changing. People have literally gone from ordinary routines to millionaire status overnight because they recognize the value of this small, unassuming coin. And let's not forget the history behind it. Every penny tells a story of America, of President Lincoln, and of the minting process itself. The 1967 no mint mark penny is a whisper from the past, a link to an era gone by, a tangible piece of history that could make you a millionaire in the present. That's the emotional weight of this coin. So how do you get started finding one? Begin by checking your own change. Ask family members if they have old jars of pennies. Visit local coin shops and ask to see rolls from 1967. Study the details carefully. Remember, patience and careful observation are your greatest tools. This isn't just luck, it's dedication, knowledge, and timing. Every few minutes, remind yourself of the stakes. This is a coin that could literally change someone's life. It's the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. And every time you handle it, you feel that tension, the excitement, the fear, the thrill of discovery. Some of the most incredible finds have happened in the most ordinary places. Imagine the shock when someone realizes the coin they've been carrying in their wallet for years is worth over $1 million. That's the power of the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny. It's a coin that takes patience, sharp eyes, and a little bit of luck, but the reward is unimaginable. Keep in mind, this is not just about money. It's about the thrill of discovery, the story of history in your hands, and the possibility that a life-changing treasure is hiding in your very own home. Every coin you check could be the one that transforms your life forever. So take your time, study the details, and don't overlook anything. Every penny has a story, but only a rare few hold the promise of $1 million revelation. And when you finally spot one, you'll know it immediately. That feeling, that realization, is unforgettable. A single penny, ordinary in appearance, yet hiding a secret so powerful it could change your life forever. Right now, millions of Americans walk past it every day without knowing its true value. One small coin from 1970, minted in Denver, quietly holds the potential to be worth over $1 million. Yes, $1 million, tucked away in plain sight. You might be thinking, a penny? How could such a small piece of copper possibly hold that kind of power? But history has a way of hiding treasures in the most unsuspecting places. The 1970 Lincoln penny is one of those rare treasures. Its story begins decades ago, during a time when coin production in the United States was increasing exponentially. Most coins were made to be spent, lost, or forgotten. But every so often, a mistake slips through the minting process. A penny is struck differently, or an error occurs in the die. These errors are not just accidents. They are the doorway to unimaginable value. Collectors call it the 1970 Lincoln penny double die obverse. On the surface, it looks like any other penny in your pocket. But take a closer look at Lincoln's profile, his cheekbones, his jawline, the lines around his mouth, and you might notice a subtle doubling. The date may appear slightly blurred, almost like an echo of itself. To the untrained eye, it's just a penny. But to a collector, it's a ticket to a life-changing fortune. Imagine holding that penny in your hand. The copper feels ordinary, smooth, warm from years of circulation. Yet in that moment, it is priceless. The thought that this unassuming coin could be worth $1 million is almost too much to grasp. And here's the astonishing part. There are only a few of these coins known to exist. Very few. That scarcity is what makes the 1970 Lincoln penny not just rare, but legendary in the coin collecting world. Now, let's take a step back. How did this penny slip past the mint inspectors? In 1970, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins each year. Speed was essential. Quality control, while rigorous, couldn't catch every anomaly. Some pennies were struck with a die that had a doubled design, and instead of being discarded, they were released into circulation. Most people never noticed. Some were spent on candy or saved in jars. And decades later, collectors and dealers stumbled upon them, and the value skyrocketed overnight. Here's how you can spot one yourself. First, check the date. It must be 1970, and the mint mark should be AD for Denver. Hold it under a strong light or magnifying glass and examine Lincoln's profile closely. Look for doubling on the lines of his face, the rim of the coin, and most importantly, the numbers and the date. That tiny doubling is the fingerprint of $1 million penny. Many collectors have stories of stumbling upon these coins in change, at flea markets, or even tucked away in old coin rolls from the bank. One moment, they were just holding a penny. The next, They realized they were staring at a fortune that could alter their life forever. Imagine the shock, the disbelief, the sheer thrill. That's the magic of discovering a 1970 D. Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk emotion. This isn't just about money. It's about history, mystery, and the chance to hold a piece of the past in your hand. Think about who might have held this coin before you. What pockets did it live in? What stories could it tell? Every scratch, every mark is a chapter in its journey. And now, it could be part of your story. The excitement builds when you realize how few exist. While millions of 1970 pennies were minted, only a tiny fraction have this unique double die error. Some are so subtle that only the most experienced eyes can see them. But if you know what to look for, you could be holding a fortune worth over $1 million without even knowing it. Even seasoned collectors are often stunned when they find one. It's the kind of discovery that gets your heart racing, the kind that makes you hold your breath as you verify it under a magnifying glass. And when it's authenticated, the sense of awe is overwhelming. A simple penny, ordinary to the world, becomes a life-changing artifact overnight that lets imagine for a moment. What would you do if you found one? Would you sell it immediately or hold it as a priceless family heirloom? Either way, the mere thought of possessing such a rare treasure is enough to send chills down your spine. The 1970 D. Lincoln penny doesn't just hold financial value. It carries a story, a history, and the thrill of discovery. Even now, right at this moment, pennies from that year are still circulating. They're in drawers, jars, couch cushions, maybe even in your pocket change. And while most are ordinary, some contain that secret doubling on Lincoln's face, the signature of $1 million coin that to identify it. Remember, the key is in the details. Look for subtle doubling on Lincoln's face, the rim, and the date. The D mint mark is essential. Magnify, examine, compare. The more carefully you look, the more likely you are to uncover the hidden treasure. And when you do, you'll understand why collectors describe the feeling as pure disbelief mixed with elation. Stories of discoveries like this are legendary in the coin collecting world. People have found them in their childhood coin jars, in rolls picked up at the bank, or even tucked into old collections handed down through generations. Each discovery is a moment frozen in time, a collision of chance, patience, and luck. And the reward? A penny worth over $1 million. It's astonishing to think that a coin so small, so humble, could carry such immense value. But that is the beauty of numismatics, the extraordinary hiding in the ordinary, the potential for life-changing fortune in the palm of your hand. Every collector dreams of finding such a coin. Every enthusiast imagines the thrill of holding it, of verifying it, of realizing that this simple penny is not just copper and metal, but a ticket to a new reality. So check your drawers. Look through old collections. Examine every 1970 D. Lincoln penny you come across. Pay attention to the details. You never know when the extraordinary will reveal itself. You could be moments away from holding history and fortune in one small, unassuming coin. And remember, this is not just a story. This is a reality for those who know what to look for. The 1970 D. Lincoln penny double die obverse exists. It has changed lives. It has made collectors millionaires overnight. And one day, it could change yours. Yet, that's exactly what some collectors stumbled upon when they discovered the 1979 D. Lincoln penny, one of the most elusive coins in American history. The story begins in 1979, a time of bell-bottoms, disco music, and gas lines. While the nation focused on pop culture and inflation, the U.S. Mint quietly produced pennies that would, decades later, shock the coin-collecting world. Most pennies from this year are ordinary, worth only their face value. But one tiny detail, almost invisible to the untrained eye, transformed certain 1979 D pennies into treasure worth millions. It starts with the mint mark. On coins stamped in Denver, the D should sit perfectly, a tiny, precise letter that most people never notice. But some pennies from that year have what collectors call a double die. The D is slightly doubled, a ghost of ink that should never exist. That imperfection is what can turn a single penny into a $1 million coin. Imagine holding a coin worth $1.6 million in your hand. The weight of it is more than metal. It's history, fortune, and pure possibility. Finding this coin isn't just about luck. It's about knowing what to look for, training your eye, and understanding the clues. The double D appears subtly, as if the coin itself is whispering its secret. Hold the penny under a bright light, tilt it, and watch the mint mark closely. If you notice the faint doubling, your heart will race, because this is one of the rarest coins in existence. Some have sold at auction for prices that make even the wealthiest collectors gasp. The 1979 D penny didn't start life as a treasure. It spent years in circulation, passing from pocket to pocket, overlooked in drawers and jars, its potential hidden under dirt and fingerprints. Think about that. A coin capable of changing someone's life sitting unnoticed on a countertop for decades. The idea is thrilling and terrifying at the same time. Collectors often describe the moment they find a rare coin as life-altering. Some cry, others freeze, unable to believe their eyes. And it makes sense. We're not just talking about money. We're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, a tangible connection to history that could redefine your future. One coin, one small piece of metal, can alter everything. But how can you be sure you found the real thing? First, check the year. It has to be 1979. Second, confirm the mint mark, a D for Denver. Third, inspect for the doubled die. The doubling is most noticeable on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. But the mint mark doubling is the most definitive sign collectors trust. A magnifying glass or loupe is essential. Patience and attention to details separate a lucky finder from someone who misses a life-changing opportunity. This penny is a reminder that value often hides in plain sight. While collectors chase rare coins in auction houses, sometimes the treasure is right under your nose. Picture yourself sitting at your kitchen table, sifting through a jar of pennies, and suddenly recognizing the subtle doubling on a 1979 D. Your pulse quickens. Your mind races. You've just discovered a coin worth over $1 million. Stories of these discoveries are incredible. One collector found his coin in a small pile of change from a local grocery store. Another inherited a box of pennies from his grandfather and couldn't believe his eyes. Every story carries suspense, hope, and a touch of disbelief. It's proof that fortune favors the observant, the patient, and the lucky. Even if you don't find one immediately, understanding this coin is empowering. Knowing its traits, its story, and its hidden value makes you part of a centuries-old tradition of treasure hunters and history lovers. You begin to see ordinary coins differently. Each one is a possibility. Every penny in your drawer could be hiding a secret, and the thrill isn't just in the discovery, it's in the chase. Inspecting coins, comparing subtle details, learning the stories behind each minting error, imagining the life you could change with a single find. That's why collectors are obsessed. It's more than money. It's a mix of history, luck, and imagination. This penny reminds us that incredible value can hide in the most ordinary places. The world might pass by it, never noticing its significance. But you, with careful eyes and knowledge, can see what others overlook. That's the secret of the 1979 D. Lincoln penny, a whisper of potential, a hidden fortune waiting to be claimed. Every so often, someone holds a coin that redefines their life. They can buy a home, travel the world, or secure their family's future, all thanks to a tiny piece of copper. And it all starts with awareness and attention. Understanding the doubled mint mark and its rarity turns a simple hobby into a thrilling hunt for wealth and history. So, when you next find yourself digging through change, remember that something extraordinary could be staring back at you. The 1979 D. Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a dream, a $1 million possibility, and a testament to patience, curiosity, and discovery. Every glance at your spare change is a chance for a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Imagine telling your friends you found a coin worth over $1 million. The disbelief in their eyes, the excitement, the sudden understanding that fortune doesn't always knock twice. It's thrilling, almost unbelievable, yet entirely possible. This coin teaches us to never overlook the ordinary, to treasure what others discard, to examine with care, because sometimes the most mundane objects hold the power to change everything. The 1979 D. Lincoln penny has done it for collectors before. It could do it for you. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, a coin that could instantly change your life. Not just a little windfall, but a staggering, life-altering sum of $1.9 million. Right now, in your pocket, your wallet, or even your drawer. This coin could be hiding, waiting for someone like you to discover it. It's real, and it's closer than you think. Back in 2009, the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. They were meant to be ordinary, everyday coins, overlooked by everyone rushing through life. But hidden among those billions was a rare anomaly. A coin so unusual, so rare, that collectors would pay more for it than most people make in a lifetime. You see, most people dismiss pennies as worthless. They drop them in a jar or let them fall through the cracks of daily life. But this penny isn't like the rest. It has no mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And in that very detail lies the secret to its astonishing value. While the world assumed it was just another ordinary penny, a handful slipped through with a rare mistake that would make coin collectors across the nation sit up and take notice. Now, imagine the thrill of discovering one of these pennies in your change. Your heartbeat accelerates. Your hands tremble. This isn't just about money. It's about uncovering a piece of history that could transform your life forever. The sheer excitement of holding a coin worth $1.9 million is almost unimaginable. But how do you spot it? What makes this penny so extraordinary? Start by examining the date, 2009. Every collector knows that year is significant. Next, look for the absence of a mint mark. While most pennies carry a tiny letter denoting where they were minted, this one does not. That absence is the key. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's the very feature that can separate a mundane coin from a million-dollar treasure. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. Some of these pennies also display a slight doubling on Lincoln's bust or on the inscription, "In God We Trust." These details are faint, easy to miss if you're not looking closely. But for seasoned collectors, these tiny imperfections are what make the coin invaluable. Each one tells a story of an almost invisible flaw that transformed an everyday penny into a million-dollar find. Think about the journey this coin has taken. From the press of the Philadelphia Mint to the hands of an unsuspecting person, it may have sat unnoticed in circulation for years. Perhaps it changed pockets dozens of times, passed from cashiers to customers, forgotten in drawers, or tucked between couch cushions. And yet, it survived. Against all odds, this coin endured, preserving its rarity until it found someone ready to recognize its worth. Now picture yourself examining a jar of pennies, maybe left untouched for years. You pick up one and notice something different, a subtle gleam, a weight slightly off, a date that jumps out at you. That could be the moment your life changes. That could be the moment you hold a coin worth millions in your hand. Collectors who have found these pennies describe the feeling as electric. Your heart races. Your mind spins with the possibilities. Could this really be worth $1.9 million? Each coin has a story, each mark a signature from history, each imperfection a clue to unimaginable wealth. And the best part? These coins are not locked away in museums or private collections. They are out there, waiting for someone perceptive, patient, and lucky enough to notice them. But finding one isn't just about luck, it's about knowledge. Understanding what to look for, recognizing subtle markers, and knowing the story behind the coin. That's what separates a casual penny saver from someone who could stumble onto a fortune. Learn the tiny details, the absence of a mint mark, the faint doubling, the exact date. And you are already halfway to a discovery that could make your jaw drop. Imagine telling your friends you found a penny in your change, and it turned out to be worth millions. Their disbelief would mirror the disbelief you felt when you first examined it. Yet here it is, tangible, real, undeniable. Every coin has the potential to be ordinary, but a few are extraordinary. And the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest. Think about the historical context too. 2009 was the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. The mint experimented with designs, variations, and finishes. Most coins were unremarkable, but a very few slipped through with anomalies. Those anomalies, combined with the absence of a mint mark, created the perfect storm for rarity and extreme value. Now, here's a secret collectors whisper about. Even coins that look worn can be worth a fortune if they carry these unique markers. You don't need a pristine, flawless penny to uncover a life-changing find. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are hiding in the most unassuming places. Picture this. You sift through a box of old coins, fingers brushing past countless pennies, when one suddenly catches your eye. It's the right date. It's missing a mint mark. Maybe you notice a faint doubling. Suddenly, your pulse quickens. You realize you might be holding a coin worth $1.9 million. Not tomorrow, not someday. Right now. Every moment you wait, every coin you overlook, could be a missed opportunity. But with the knowledge in your hands, the ability to identify this rare coin is yours. You know the markers. You know the story. You know the thrill that awaits. And with a little patience, you could uncover a treasure hiding in plain sight, transforming not just your coin collection, but your entire life. Remember, the world is full of ordinary pennies. They fill jars, fountains, and pockets. But scattered among them are these extraordinary coins, survivors of a minting anomaly, waiting for the moment they are recognized, appreciated, and valued at their true worth. And when you hold one, you are holding a piece of history, a piece of luck, and a piece of the unimaginable, a chance to own $1.9 million in your hand. This is not a story about abstract numbers. This is real. This is tangible. And it is possible. Millions of pennies were minted in 2009, but only a few carry the magic that makes them worth a fortune. And the most incredible part? They could be anywhere. A pocket, a jar, a forgotten drawer. They are waiting for the person who is ready, knowledgeable, and willing to look closely to the next time you sift through your coins or glance at a penny lying on the counter. Remember this story. Remember that among the billions, one could be extraordinary. One could be a key to unimaginable wealth, a tangible proof that fortune favors the observant and the patient. One could change everything. You might be holding a secret worth over $1 million without even knowing it. A single, unassuming penny could change your life forever. I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about a 1980 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin that could be hiding in plain sight, in your pocket, your drawer, or that old jar of change you've been meaning to sort. Imagine walking into your kitchen, reaching for a glass, and instead of a glass, you accidentally knock over a small tin. Coins spill everywhere. And in that jumble, there it is, a penny that isn't like the rest. Its subtle differences set it apart, whispering secrets of a hidden fortune. Some people will spend decades searching for it. Others stumble across it by pure chance. And you could be one of the lucky few. This coin has a story, a mysterious history that almost reads like a thriller. In 1980, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies, many of them with the Philadelphia mint mark and some from Denver. But a tiny batch slipped through without a mint mark at all. Just imagine the chaos in the minting room, the tiny misstep that nobody noticed at first, a coin destined to become priceless. That small oversight has now transformed into a legend among collectors, a coin that could fetch over $1 million in the right hands. The beauty of the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny is how unassuming it looks. To the untrained eye, it's just another copper coin. But if you know what to look for, you can see the difference immediately. The first thing to check is the absence of the mint mark under the date. Most pennies from 1980 proudly carry a D for Denver, but the no mint mark version is startlingly rare. That tiny empty space is where the fortune lies. Then, examine the details closely. The lines on Lincoln's shoulder, the curve of his jaw, the sharpness of the lettering. Genuine 1980 no mint mark pennies have a crispness, a subtle brilliance that separates them from the billions of ordinary pennies minted the same year. Hold it up to the light. Feel the weight in your hand. It's slightly different, slightly more solid, as if it knows the secret it carries. Collectors have been driven to obsession by coins like this. Stories of ordinary people discovering life-changing coins abound. A penny found between sofa cushions, a coin tucked in an old jar handed down through generations, sometimes mistaken for ordinary pocket change. But when the truth is revealed, their lives are forever changed. One discovery can make you a millionaire overnight. Literally, over $1 million. And it's not just the money. It's the thrill, the story, the connection to history. You need to reset your attention here, because this is crucial. Not every penny without a mint mark is $1 million coin. Counterfeits exist. Wear and tear can mask the subtle features. That's why experts recommend careful inspection under magnification, comparing against verified examples. Look at the rim, the spacing of the letters, the depth of the engraving. These are the tiny clues that separate a regular penny from a hidden fortune. Now, imagine the possibilities. That coin lying forgotten in your drawer, maybe near your keys or tucked in a book, waiting to reveal its secret. One minute, it's just copper. The next, it's a ticket to a completely different life. The thrill of finding a coin like this is indescribable. The emotional impact can be overwhelming. Disbelief, excitement, the kind of joy that makes your heart pound. And here's the thing, millions of people dismiss old pennies as worthless. Yet history shows over and over again that ordinary objects can hide extraordinary value. The 1980 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example. A small, humble coin, overlooked by many, yet capable of transforming someone's life. People dream about finding this exact coin, and some actually do. Some people literally stumble onto it by accident. Their lives forever changed in an instant. If you want to identify one yourself, remember these steps. Check the date, confirm the absence of a mint mark, examine the details under magnification, and compare with authenticated examples. Pay attention to the patina, the weight, and the crispness of the engraving. These subtle markers separate an ordinary penny from a million-dollar discovery. Treat it with care, because even minor damage can dramatically affect its value. The emotional payoff of discovering a coin like this is incredible. Picture holding it, knowing that in your hand lies not just history, but the potential for financial freedom, the kind of money that can let you retire early, take that dream trip, or finally start the projects you've been putting off. A single penny, no bigger than your thumb, can carry the weight of dreams, literally worth over $1 million. Attention reset. Remember, rarity drives value. Out of billions of pennies minted in 1980, only a tiny fraction have no mint mark. That scarcity is what makes this coin priceless in the eyes of collectors. And unlike stocks or real estate, this is tangible, a piece of history you can hold. The suspense, the anticipation of whether the coin in your hand is one of the rare few, is part of the thrill that makes collecting so addictive. Every time you sort your change, every time you open an old jar of coins, imagine the possibility. It could be there, waiting quietly, unassuming, almost invisible, until the moment you finally notice it. And when you do, everything changes. Your heart races, your mind reels, and for a brief moment, the entire world seems filled with endless possibilities that I've seen collectors with tears in their eyes when they realized what they held. I've seen skepticism turn into disbelief, and disbelief turn into joy that lasts a lifetime. Because that penny is not just money. It's a story, a mystery, and an adventure all in one. Don't let this opportunity pass. Take a careful look at your pennies, especially those from 1980. Look for the absence of a mint mark, inspect every detail, and hold it up to the light. One careful examination could reveal a hidden fortune, a connection to a story that began decades ago at the US Mint. Every 1 to 2 minutes, reset your focus. This coin may not jump out at you immediately. It requires patience, attention, and an understanding of what makes it special. But the reward? The reward is a life-altering discovery, literally worth over $1 million. Collectors know this. Experts know this. And now, so do you. That excitement, that possibility, that thrill of discovery is what makes coin collecting not just a hobby, but a potential path to changing your life forever. The 1980 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than copper. It's a key to fortune, a hidden treasure that has eluded so many for decades. When you sort your coins next, when you glance into that old jar or check your pocket change, think of this. One small, unassuming penny could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. One careful look could reveal the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. One discovery could transform your life in ways you've only dreamed of.